Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Source Snack Break. Today is Wednesday, October 13th, 2021. I can't believe it's crawling closer to the end of the year. It's wild. Today I'm joined by Todd and Victoria from Matter Contract. Welcome.
Thank
So good
you.
to have you guys
Hello,
here.
hello.
And for those of you who are joining us and have not attended a snack break before, just so you know, you've been muted automatically, but you can join in the conversation still, and we'd love you to by using the chat on the right-hand side of your screen. So you can let us know where you're tuning in from, throw in your favorite emoji, or as we're going along, if you have questions, please go ahead and use the chat there, and we will try to answer them either in real time or we'll take a couple minutes at the end to go through any questions we didn't get to as we go through the presentation today. So with that, also one last housekeeping note I forgot to mention is that this is being recorded. So if you need to step away or afterwards you found it was helpful and you want to share it with a colleague, you'll get an email afterwards that has a link to this recording so you can reference it, as well as the contact information for our lovely guests here. So with that, I will turn it over to you guys to get started. I'm really excited to see what you have. It's been a little while since I've got an update on all the great lines that you have, so I'm certainly looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you for the intro. So Victoria and I are going to kind of split this up a little bit, and you're going to be a little bit of kind of guinea pigs on this because this is a brand new presentation that we just put together that's really focused on some of the shows that have recently happened. Some of them we actually were at, some of them we were not at, but we were able to get some great images, and so we can kind of report back to what's going on. So for those of you that know us or who don't know us, we are the Pacific Northwest reps for a variety of lines. I know that there's folks from all over the country on here. And of course, the Source is a great place for you to go if you need to figure out who your rep is. They have that listed, it figures it out based on where you're clicking in from. So easy. But for all of our folks, you know how to get a hold of us, but you can also go to the Source to find us as well. So probably a good place for us to start is here on the entry page. So the three shows that we're really kind of focused on here are the Salone dei Mobile, which happens in Milan, Italy. That happened at the beginning of last month. And then 3 Days of Design, which is a show in Copenhagen that I was actually able to go to for a few days, like the week
Lucky
after
duck.
Milan. It was fantastic. No masks in Denmark. It was amazing. And then Neocon, which of course was last week, which we did not have the opportunity to go to, but we certainly got lots of great feedback from there. So we're excited. We're going to kind of drive through this. So for the Pacific Northwest and Hawaii, we have either all of these lines or the majority of them. And again, the Source is the great place for you to figure out, based on state, who your local rep is. So in some cases, I don't have these lines for every, different thing. And Victoria and I split up this territory by state. So again, that can be seen as well. So primarily we are furniture and lighting and acoustic focused, but then we also throw in a little bit of area rugs, some storage, and some workstations as well. So a little bit of everything in there. I should say too is that we pride ourselves in the fact that most of our brands carry incredible sustainability stories. So if you're looking for things that are looking for credits towards LEED, we've got options for you. LEED or any of the other building programs that are out there. We have products that we can definitely support you with. All right, so we're going to jump into this here. First thing is to talk about Hightower, which is our longest serving line that we've ever had. Actually, the reason why I have a rep group is because of our friends at Hightower. They knew I was asking to, thinking about doing a rep group. And when they had they had my territory available, they're like, could you just do this finally? So we're like, okay, twist our arms. So that's how we came into as a business in Hightower. We love. So for those of you who did not go to Neocon, this is a brief little view of their absolutely stunning showroom, which won Best of Show, Best Small Showroom, stunning. And that's the second time in the last two Neocons that they've won both of those awards as well. So very proud of that. So, and it is there. So when you do go to Chicago, let us know because we can get you in anytime to any of our showrooms that are there as well. So here is another winner for Hightower. This is the Adapt sectional, which is just really fun. You can do a lot of kind of customization with this. Obviously, you can see that you can do it kind of as a semicircular if you wanted to. You can add these different panels on the back of them. And you can see you can do, each section can have different numbers of panels in it, and it creates some really nice division and some acoustical separation as well. At the same time, you can see the designer actually intentionally left some air in there, some light, so that it doesn't feel like a wall like so many of those things do. And it gives it a lot more visual entrance, both while you're in it as well as from the opposite side of it as well. So this is one of those products, like, go with it and do whatever you want with it. It's yours to design. So we love Adapt.
I love that attention to
basically
detail, like you mentioned. I had not really kind of noticed the air, like it's just so effortless in the design, but that is true. That really does help. I agree.
Yeah, and it's funny, they actually introduced this product a couple of months ago, and we kind of knew exactly what the finishes were, and then we're like, wait a second, what is that little pop of white that we're seeing here? And they're like, yep, that's a brand new addition. So they're constantly evolving these products and adding new things to them as well. This one comes from a guy named Ross Gardam. He's a designer out of Australia. First time that Hightower has ever worked with them, but this is 100% domestically produced product. And the whole showroom was really done interesting because it wasn't just their product. It was really designed to be a very hospitality focused space. And basically everything in the space is either their product or found products. And really kind of the way that a designer would actually put together a project is exactly what they did here. So they weren't like, stopped by just what the catalog of Hightower was. And so the designer of this space is actually from Portland. Casey Kiesler from a design firm called Caseworks. She does some beautiful work, and you can see her imprint everywhere across the showroom. This is kind of the living room area, and the inspiration of this Kona sofa here was really kind of the living room pits that people did in the 60s and 70s, and really just kind of supposed to be this area where everybody can just be together, and really brings this whole idea of hospitality. I'm not going to use that horrible residential name because I hate it, but really everything is about hospitality right now, especially now kind of post-COVID, because it allows you to create division in different ways and different work points in different places as well. So as you can think of a space like this, this is great work points for a variety of folks at different types of the day and for different tasks as well. These new Proto tables are brand new, absolutely stunning. I love that scalloped base. They do indeed. Yeah. So thank you for asking that. So here's a couple of some painted versions of them. So we can do, I think basically all the colors, Victoria, tell me if I'm wrong, I think all the colors actually match all of our powder coat colors for Hightower. So we've got a lot of flexibility with that. And there's a variety of sizes of those tables. So that's fun too. Also part of Proto is this whole Proto seating series, which is anything from a basic little poof, and then you can add these backs to it. And these backs either kind of hug you or they flare out. You choose which one you want. And then a new addition, which was a nice surprise when we were kind of doing a virtual tour, was that these little round ones are actually on a swivel, which is really fun. So you can see just how visually amazing that would look, and just an interesting way to create, different zones, again, for division in a different way. All right. Sorry, I'm having trouble with my arrow here. This is a really fun product. This is Levels, which is literally at seat height, counter height, and bar height, which gives you kind of this interesting way to separate space, but as well as give additional, seating opportunities. You can, sit on these, you can lean on them, you can work on them, you can do so many things. And I love the way she popped like this velvet on there. Like, holy crap, that's beautiful. And I love what they did with these so planters doing the entire wall. It's just amazing. And these are indoor, outdoor planters, again, available in tons of different powder coat options.
We had a question about actually the Proto chairs that came in. Lindsay's wanting to know if they come in an auto return, ones that swivel.
If I recall, the answer is no. I think literally they go all the way around.
Perfect. And we did have one question that came in from earlier about if you guys are going to be showing any outdoor items later in the presentation. Is that something to be? Okay.
There's a few of them in here. And thanks for asking that. We also have tons and tons of outdoor options above and beyond what we see here. So it's not a focus in this particular one, but
so Chelsea, there'll be some, but if you are looking for more options. Yes.
Well, I guess we already showed a planter. That's outdoor.
Yeah,
right?
The chest is outdoor, so perfect timing.
Okay. And this is a really fun, this is the dry table series. you can actually see that's attached to the dry shelving right here. So you've lost a set of legs over here. So again, an interesting way to create division. They created this really great little seating area over here. And dry has this ability to just be a shelf, or it can have storage or drawers in there. You can do panels, just tons of flexibility and tons of different sizes as well. These lovely little Nadia chairs that go along with it. You can see the stool version over here.
Don't we have Nadia for outdoor now as well, Todd?
We don't have Nadia, but we have Aloe for outdoors,
Aloe
which
for
is by the
outdoor.
same manufacturer. So one of the things about
Proto.
Hightower is that they have their own products that they create internally, and then they've got products that are made with some partners. So Andretta is the partner that actually makes dry and Nadia, and they've got some additional options for outdoor as well. This is another one of their partners, For Design, which is why it says FOUR. This is 4 likes in a very different configuration, where we have these great little open booths with a table and kind of seating area. Really playful and really fun, and you can really it's basically just a modular system, and you choose how you want to build it. They can be ganged together if you want to. They can be solo. They could even be on wheels. We can add power as well. All right. Another little section. This is a brand new series called Hari, which is just a really fun, again, from that partner Andretta out of Spain. Lots of different variations of the Hari. This is still coming, so we'd anticipate these are going to be formally launched in early 2022. But they exist already in the world, so it's not like we're like pretending they're coming and then they never come. They are coming. Caravaggio lamps, just wonderful. I love this rich color that they've added into this kind of kitchen area. Absolutely beautiful. This is that dry shelf again with a planter added. And I know we got to keep moving, so you're on, Victoria.
Awesome. Okay, we'll cruise. So I actually, before I joined Todd, was with Buzzy Space in Manhattan. So I am your go-to for all things acoustics related and Buzzy related. Absolutely love this line and our friends in Belgium. Here is a snapshot from their refresh showroom this year at NeoCon. Obviously, lots of focus on color. Buzzy never shies away from the colorful. But like all of their spaces, just a great example of the wide range of the products that they offer, almost all of which are exclusively focused on acoustics. So that can be absorption, that can be diffusion. They use amazing materiality to help trap sound waves and block them. It's just a really amazing product line. So just some of the newest releases here. Buzzy always has had a huge focus on using different creative barriers for sound blockage and for creating privacy. They're all about creating hubs of togetherness, little areas where you can get some privacy and some quiet to do either.
Which, by the way, there's a whole series about hubs of togetherness that is on Buzzy starting tomorrow. That's on Buzzy's website that you can actually get yourself signed up for. There's like 3 different classes that they're doing, which sound really fun. I signed up this morning.
Yep, they're great. So amazing content through Buzzy, but lots of focus on meeting areas. We've got some great acoustic planters you can see in this photo. So bringing acoustics in all these very unexpected ways and using these great accessories. Acoustic lighting is one of my favorite categories within Buzzy Space. And you can see some examples here with the Buzzy cone hanging. And we'll see some more in a minute. And then we've had a lot of love and interest in these new Buzzy nests, which are kind of Buzzy's approach to the phone booth craze that we're seeing. But I have to say, I'm really thrilled with how they executed on this. It's got this really curvilinear, soft shape to it, which I think is unique in the market. And the acoustics are just unparalleled, not only on the inside, but you can also see there's an extra layer of acoustic foam wrapped on the outside of these phone booths. So you're going to get a ton of acoustic absorption just by nature of having it in the space. So it's kind of a double whammy, if you will. They're also on wheels, so they're movable, which I think is really clever. And they've got all sorts of thoughtful details inside. Some other fun new releases would be Buzzy Nordic Table. Absolutely beautiful series from Buzzy. The Buzzy Nordic has been very popular, so they made this table to go with their seating elements. And then we have some examples of some classics in here, which would be Buzzy Spark, these high-backed lounge areas over here, and some more acoustic lighting for you to feast your eyes on. Buzzy Hug is kind of a cute, timely piece that they developed that kind of in lieu of a phone booth, you can do as a smaller area for someone to go and take a private phone call or do some heads down work. You've got that acoustic element there. And one thing we also love about Buzzy in general is the fabrics that they use are very soft and very textured. This guy too is Buzzy Felt, which is kind of the mainstay of their line. It is made out of PET, but unlike a lot of PETs, it's very soft. It feels like a regular felt wool, and it absorbs a ton of sound. It is also bleach cleanable, which has been a very important question lately. So I always like to point that out.
100% recycled plastic bottles, people. 100%.
Sustainability story as well. Some fun acoustic lounge elements for you to take a look at. This is Buzzy C. Some more planters, and then my new favorite, Buzzy Jet and Buzzy Prop, which we use for a lot of projects out here in the Northwest, where we have beautiful polished concrete floors and very high open wood ceilings with, all these gorgeous finishes that are very not acoustically friendly. So have found a lot of great projects out here.
Nice.
There's even a
I know
pill-shaped
somebody
version
from our
of
team
that
who was at
jet now,
Neocon
too,
took a
which just
picture
came
of that
out, which is really fun.
the S
It is
configuration. It was
cool.
like, we need this for sports. It's like our logo, and
yeah, this was downstairs.
Yes.
I love that. We might have to get you guys a fun sample to play with.
I know, actually, as I'm
Yeah,
looking at it on the
was-
screen
yeah.
and looking at your logo, that's
a good
also
one.
sideways or in the corner
Oh,
of the
yeah.
screen.
It's perfect. I love it. All right. TJ, you want to hit Pedroli?
Yeah, I can hit Pedroli. So Pedroli, lovely line, first year ever at Neocon. We're very excited. These poor guys, the U.S. wouldn't allow anybody to. Well, most people from Europe can't come right now. So these folks, until 2 days before, thought they were coming and nobody could come. So they're super bummed to not have their grand entrance, but the showroom looked absolutely beautiful and really spoke to who Pedroli is. They've got some great new introductions, including this little lovely bloom chair with arms, which I think we see again as we go through this. But they did win an award too. They won a HIP award for this lovely Buddy Hub, which comes in a single, a double, as well as a booth version. This is shown in a beautiful quadrat fabric, but it can be done in a lot of different fabrics, as well as you can have some playfulness with the contrasting fabrics as well. Here's the bloom chair with arms or without, either a side chair or a lounge version. And they're also stackable, which is kind of unexpected for a chair that looks like that. And then the Aero table, brand new, absolutely stunning table with that top that you can kind of see through. Absolutely lovely, and a very unique shape as well. And then the cementum table, so quite the word there, but really what it's speaking to is cement, right? So these lovely little cement outdoor tables that really are a great complement to these lovely Panarea chairs, which I personally have one of these Panarea chairs at home.
My favorite outdoor chair in our whole portfolio. So
amazing. And it now has a side chair version with an additional little back pillow as well, which is really lovely. Ela, which is a really fun, also kind of an acoustic benefit with this wing, or you can do it just as a mid-back as well, now with an option that has wood legs, metal legs, as well as a swivel. And then our favorite Arky stool, which goes anywhere from counter to bar, so you don't have to figure out which one you need. It can go anywhere in between. It's all pneumatic. Now has a version with a cushion on it, or you can do it with its original, wood seat as well. Love this. And with anything Pedroli, incredibly well priced as well. Halcon.
So we're going to Halcon. Todd and I, our first team trip, because I started during COVID, so our first flight together was to Rochester, Minnesota, to check out Halcon.
Our first flight in general after COVID.
Yeah,
right?
our first flight at all. Very riveting, I have to say. But there we are, very studiously focusing on learning about their production methods. Halcon is a gorgeous line of conferencing, case goods, and they just have incredible attention to detail. So just some fun highlights. Best of Neocon, the crew tables took home an award this year. We're very thrilled about that. You can see very sophisticated power and data management, a lot of functionality in terms of things that are on casters, things that are stackable and nesting. And then in terms of their case goods, a lot of really thoughtful details as well. My favorite has a drawer pull-out that has a record player in it. So really the sky is the limit when it comes to customization. Some other new things, Halo, it's a gorgeous conference table. Gensler partnered with Halcon to develop this new wood base for it, which I think is absolutely stunning. And this table is kind of known for some of its functionalities for power and data. It has this beautiful.
I wanted to kind of call this out. It's interesting, actually. Sorry to interrupt, Victoria, but if anybody knows the Halcon Mesa table, it is known for its pull-out drawers for each person at the table. And Halo before this, had kind of like this bumper of black poly that allows you to have all the power on there. Well, because they wanted this table to look all wood, they had to figure out a solution. So they actually were able to kind of like mix these two kind of design, principles together to create this just absolutely seamless.
Exactly.
look.
Yeah. Super popular element in the Mesa now that you can do for the Halo as well. So really cool. We got to test it out just sitting next to each other, being able to open that up during a meeting, plug in without being too disruptive. Halcon does an amazing job of trying to design things to last forever and to age well with the changes in technology. So they're not going to carve a giant hole in the middle of this table to plop in power and data when in 3 years maybe you need something completely different or those are obsolete. So I mean
they will, but
they will if you want them to.
You don't need to.
They'd much rather find a way here that you can just pop these out later when there's something else you need to do. So loved that about their approach. They also won an award for this gorgeous hand sanitizer station. Obviously, those are in high demand, and I've yet to see one quite so elegant. So that was kind of a fun, timely 2021 win. And then we'll jump right into HBF. So we are the reps for HBF and HBF Textiles. We're not going to go into all of the new releases, but we did want to show you there are some gorgeous new fabrics that just launched, the fall 2021 collection, designed by our good friend, Mary Jo Miller, who is just a fabulous, amazing, inspirational designer. And here they are. So you can kind of feast your eyes. Lots of beautiful colorways, very timely for fall. We have a lot of samples. Source has a lot of samples. If you need them, we can team up and help get you what you need. All right. Todd's going to cruise through some images for you.
All right. Indeed. Yeah, I know we're running a little late. So yes, I did get the opportunity to go to Copenhagen last month, primarily because of our friends at Fredericia in Grid. And we spent a lot of time in Fredericia's showroom. If you're not familiar with Fredericia, they are a company from 1911, founded outside of Copenhagen in a town called Fredericia. Strange, right? And they kind of like really got going in the middle of last century, during the whole time of these kind of the Bauhaus and, all of these incredible furniture designers. So they partnered early on with designers, and Fredericia was really focused on tables and chairs. And then there was another company that was coming up at the same time, like 2 years later, called Erik Jorgensen, who's really focused on lounge and sofas. And both did an amazing job. All have these like very signature pieces, worked with the likes of Mogensen and Wegner, amazing. Well, those two companies blended this past year. So we now have the best of everything under the Fredericia brand. So this is looking into their space as you first walk in. This is an amazing new sofa called the Konami right here. So I think we've got some better slides of this as well that show you some of just incredible stitching detail on here. And these arms, I mean, it's just absolutely lovely. So this was actually designed, it's a mid-century design that's then been brought back at this point. I don't believe it actually was ever actually come to production ever at this point. It was like, all these masters have just like tons of these designs. So these guys have the ability to pick and choose. All right. And then this is the BM67, so the Mogensen 67 coffee table.
So pretty.
Absolutely amazing. Again, this is a mid-century design that has just been resurrected. And then this is the Mogensen sofa that goes along with it, which is just so beautiful. All right. And then you guys might have heard of the Eyes chair that used to be available through us that had like the two little circular buttons on the back of it. We now offer it with that, or we offer it without as well. And Fredericia took over that line because it was part of Erik Jorgensen and has actually updated all of the leg styles that go along with it. So it has a much sturdier, leg and look to it. And then this is our line Benchmark, which actually, this particular image is actually at Neocon. So Benchmark's actually a UK company, but it's part of this whole group. They were in the Linac showroom because they have an incredible height adjustable mechanism in this. But the story about Benchmark is the fact that everything that they create carries a declare label. So incredible sustainability story in that sense, and everything is red list free because of that as well. And we were looking at the Ovo table here, and then the Victoria series, and this is the new Ovo chair, absolutely beautiful. We have a sample of an Ovo table here at my pop-up here in Seattle. So if anybody's coming to Seattle or wants a virtual tour of our pop-up, certainly let me know. Another wonderful product, this is Grid. We went out to their facility outside of Copenhagen, and they are basically a cube. And unlike a lot of them that you see out there, these are actually not made of metal. They're actually made out of a nylon that's reinforced with fiberglass. This could be indoor or outdoor, depending on which finishes that you add onto it. In fact, these guys had a bunch outdoors that's been out there for like 10 years and it looked, brand new. Maybe there's a leaf or two on them, but they look brand new. And this is showing some of their new moss that they're able to do. And this is actually a really cool custom piece that was created for the Leukemia Society that they're going to do in a variety of their spaces. Sorry, we're almost there, you guys. All right, and then Pear, that is our workstation line out of San Francisco. They just introduced the Fade collection, which is this lovely workstation that has this kind of waterfall edge on it. And then it just basically conceals everything. It just, you have the ability to create more or less division. This does not have to be here. Obviously, you don't have to have these screens, but really an interesting way to create such a clean look. And that could be, that materiality could be PET, it could be veneer, it could be a marker board. And with anything with Pear, you can customize it as little or as much as you want to as well. And then we're almost done, you guys, I swear. All right. Nanny Marquina is one of our rug lines, which we love very, very much. They just came out with a whole new series that they're calling Formula Contract, which is specifically contract grade rugs, which is kind of funny because most of their rugs are actually contract grade. But I think really this particular line is contract in kind of its kind of neutral kind of design look, still beautiful, but not kind of over the top, while a lot of their other lines tend to be very, very design centric and, very signature pieces. So they kind of are able to kind of balance both sides of that. These lovely little poofs over to the right, love these series. And they're basically just have a Killam rug that's covering them, which is really fun. So super duper durable and really, really quite cute. All right, and then Cloak, another one of our lines of rugs, and I should say both with Nanny Marquina and Cloak, totally customizable, as simple as just size or shape. But if it's color, we can look at that. If it's you have a design kind of a thing that you are thinking of doing, they can probably create it as well. So just ask us. Whew. All right.
Nice.
Victoria, you want to speak to what we do?
Of course. So wrapping it all up, we, love to do things virtually, in person, all of the above, but we try to do a lot of fun events during this crazy time. Most of them including beverages, because we like beverages. So this is our fun little graphic to remind you. We do a really fun CEU happy hour every month. Todd and I are BIFMA ambassadors, so we have a lot of great content that we're able to offer through that. We also partner with our other manufacturers to offer other CEUs like indoor air quality and one on acoustics. So definitely check out our website for that. We also do a Take 20 every month, which is just 20 minutes at lunchtime. This time we went to the Hightower showroom and got an in-person virtual showroom from our colleagues there, which was fabulous. And so just check us out online, take a look at what's coming up. We also do a lot of CEUs and other presentations on demand. And if you'd like to set up a time to do this presentation on all the new things, we're happy to do that for
a lot of good feedback on the products. I think it was super inspiring. I love lots of images. And if anybody does have to drop off, just a reminder, you will get a copy of this presentation. So if we go a few minutes over and you want to reference it, we will definitely have that. And when you close out, you'll also be redirected to the Matter Contract page on Source, which has the team's contact info here.
Oh, speaking of that, we have on our brand page on the source, we have a section where you can actually look at all of the physical samples.
Yeah, perfect. I dropped that
have
link
here in the
into the
Pacific
chat as
Northwest. You
well.
can
So
either
if
to
you guys
see
are seeing
whatever
that,
chair
you'll
or
have
whatever
that
poof,
at easy
you'll
access
see
for
what it looks
you.
like, and you can just
I don't
request
see
from
any
there.
other questions, but
Or
I
just
love
ping
it.
us as
I'm
well.
excited to see. It was so fun seeing all that new stuff. And oh, please, yes, do it.
Can I plug one more thing?
Mm.
Can I plug one more thing? So some of you know this already. So the Source and Hightower partnered together a little while ago and created this incredible platform interface, so that if you're looking to figure out, what fabric goes on what Hightower chair or whatever it is, you can go in there and literally look at the particular furniture piece, let's say the gimbal, and then you're going to see in there graded in, and you're going to see COM, and you're going to be able to just look at all of those fabrics and figure out, hey, I want to look at all the blues, and it needs to be, a high performance fabric, or I want it to be poly. You can sort it out and you can see it, and you can even get it rendered on that particular thing as well.
Yes.
Which is unbelievable, because it's one of our biggest complaints is that
I thought about that when
these
you were talking
manufacturers
about the
create these
Hightower. I
PDFs
was
that
like,
are
oh,
like
I should
thousands of
mention
pages
that
long, and they're
because
just
it
words.
is really awesome
So
to see.
what do I
And
do with that?
again, if anybody
create an
here, feel free
incredible
to reach out to
solution
myself
for
or
us.
anyone on the source team if you want a demo of that. But yeah, if you search for Hightower on our website, you'll see that when you click into the pieces, and it is very helpful for sure. So cool. Great. Well, oh, good. Say, I love it. I'm glad to see it, and it definitely makes things faster. So, well,
I
perfect.
used
Well,
it this
thank you
morning,
again
actually.
both for being a part of this, and I look forward to seeing you all in person again here soon. But thank you everyone who joined us today, and appreciate it. And we'll see you next week at the same time for our next snack break. Right. Bye. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having us. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
Thanks you guys so much.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.